Well, here's something that happened recently. YouTube comedian Nicole Arbor recently made a video called Dear Fat People, and it went kind of viral and it upset a lot of people. It's not really that unique in terms of content, but I guess most things on YouTube aren't. And I'm guessing she already had a large enough following to get the ball rolling on what she clearly knew was going to be a provocative video, because hundreds of blog posts and videos and tweets and whatever with this same sentiment have been made over the years. Now, Nicole's video is clearly a comedy performance that's not directly aimed at any individual. And I want to stress from the beginning that comedians have no obligation to be nice to you. Expecting art and entertainment and performance to be all sugar-coated and non-offensive to all groups is not only impractical, but it kind of defeats the purpose of making stuff. Satire, by definition, is rude to whatever is being satirized. That's how satire works. So if your primary criticism of Nicole's video is she's being really mean, in my view, that's an illegitimate criticism, because comedians have no obligation to be nice to you. Now, is Nicole's video going to convince other non-performers who weren't previously assholes to become assholes in their day-to-day lives? You know, I really doubt it, but it doesn't matter. It's not her job to prevent you from being an asshole. That's your job. But since this performance does take the form of satire, it opens itself up to other kinds of criticism. Because satire, by definition, is intended to make a point. This isn't just goofball smosh comedy. She's clearly making a social statement. And the statement being made by Dear Fat People seems to me to be that it's okay to ridicule fat people because doing that encourages them to improve themselves. And in that way, it's actually kind of meta because it's a satire about satire. Now, I've made a video about fat shaming and fat acceptance before. There should be a link on the screen right now, and also a link in the description. I really don't want to rehash all the points I made in that video. You should really watch that if you want to know my in-depth thoughts about the topic of fat shaming. But in general, the idea that being a dick to someone is more likely to motivate them than being encouraging and kind to them, to me seems obviously wrong. So I don't really agree with Nicole's conclusion at all. Welcome everyone, it's time to play everyone's favorite game. What do you do when you disagree with someone? T1J, you're up. Tell them that they're an unfunny ripoff of Jenna Marbles. No, sorry, that's actually irrelevant to the conversation. Send them violent threats and tell them to kill themselves? Spam dislikes on all their videos, even ones that I haven't watched? Flag and report the channel so that YouTube temporarily suspends it? Cry in the corner because I expect everyone to agree with me on everything and I can't actually accomplish this in real life? Judges? I mean, I guess you could do that. It's kind of sad though. What I like to do when I disagree with someone is get a conversation started. A constructive conversation, hopefully. I write a blog post. I make a Facebook status. I leave a comment on their video. I make a video of my own. Or in the case of some random comedy video that rehashes an assertion that I think is obviously incorrect, I just fucking ignore it. I literally didn't watch this video until like a few hours ago because I figured it was just gonna be the same shit. But everybody was talking about it. And to be honest, it's not that bad a video. Like, I don't agree with the message of the video, but it's well edited and I found some parts of it funny. Opinions or something, ain't they? And I understand it's probably harder to ignore for some people than others, but you cannot go through life expecting to be coddled by everything you see. And don't get me wrong, there are a couple of good comments and videos explaining problems with Nicole's message. Like this video by Whitney Thor, which is one of the only videos I found that actually address the actual points made by Nicole in her video. And also one of the only ones that seems to understand that much of Nicole's video were just jokes that weren't meant to be taken seriously. But mostly what I've been seeing is what amounts to a massive call for censorship, which is pretty much expected in the era of internet outrage, but still kind of disappointing. Because I feel like situations like this are a perfect time to have thoughtful conversations and enrich our perspective. But hey, maybe next time. That's all I have to say about that. But the thing is, she and other people seem to think that she should be able to both keep her job and also do it wrong, which to me seems obviously absurd. But her lawyers have said, and I quote, she's not going to resign and she's not going to violate her conscience. What? Like, if you don't agree with the duties of your job, then like leave your job, right? If you're a burger flipper at Burger King and you refuse to flip burgers because you're a vegetarian, you're gonna get fired real quickly. And you should, because you're doing your job wrong.